Okie dokie, we're live, dude. What
Yay.
what's up, everybody? We want to go live really quick because I'm hearing echo. Is that you?
I don't hear an echo.
We want to go live really quick because we want to. This is really important to do. Actually, we're actually just doing this for all of our clients. We're changing all of their categories in iTunes because, as you guys probably heard recently, if you have a podcast, if you don't, like this is probably like techno babble for you, but you can rank in different categories in Apple Podcasts now. It's not iTunes, and we're gonna go over. Ryan's gonna share his screen, and we're gonna go over all the different categories and help you know the best strategy to know what to rank in. So let me share. You ready, Ryan?
Yeah.
It's showing the. I see your screen. It's showing the us still.
Yeah, here. Now I'll switch over. Here we go.
Cool. So Ryan's just going to go over the new categories. The main thing you guys want to keep in mind, though, is you want to rank in 3 different main categories.
Yep.
So don't like do 2 in business or something. So there's your screen, dude.
Yep. So just like Daxie said, you don't want to have overlapping main categories. So when I say main categories, I'm talking about arts, business, comedy, education. Those are your main categories. And then your subcategories are the entrepreneurship, management, marketing, etc. So don't have overlapping main categories. So pick, if you have a entrepreneurship style podcast, pick the main category in business if you wanted to, but don't pick like management and marketing. Pick one of the 2. Your second category could be something else, such as education courses or education how to. And you'll see on this list here, if you go to this link, which maybe Daxie we can drop in the comments of this video, you can go here and it'll show you the categories that got removed and then what the new categories are. So self-improvement is a new category. They took out like higher education and training. So you can just kind of go down through here, see the categories that removed. This whole government organizations was renamed to governments, and it was just made a single category. Health and fitness had some changing as well. So we're going to be changing some of our
Dude, you know what's
clients
interesting?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? If you go to, where is it? Scroll down. Scroll down more. I think it's scroll down more. More. Okay, sports is sports now. They have a category for every sport, dude. Like that's insane. So like if you're like really into rugby, like no one's gonna like there's not gonna be a lot of rugby podcasts. So to be in the top 10 of rugby podcasts, like honestly, like we should probably do some like something like a case study or like just like start a podcast on rugby. We have no idea about rugby, and then like share our results. Because I think
even science, if you look at science, they got really specific, like mathematics, earth sciences, chemistry, astronomy. Like quickly, it would be easy to be an authority in those spaces. Religion didn't change. So those of you that don't know, there's more like religion podcasts by far than there are any other podcasts out there as far as the category. So that didn't change much. There's categories.
I think it's interesting how like, especially looking at the science one category, they're trying to go way more like educational, almost like what they like what a college, all the types of knowledge you would see. That's I think they're trying to categorize the podcast like that too. Ken says, what do you say? I have a podcast that is specifically Q&A for women with curly and ethnic hair. Whoa. Talk about niche, dude. Like literally the type of hair. Like, nah, if you got straight hair, we're not talking to you. What categories would you recommend we be in now? Can you list them? Okay, let's do this for Ken.
Say again, what was it?
It's on the screen. Can you see it? Oh, you're sharing. Okay. Yeah. Woman with curly and ethnic hair. It's Q&A. So I think he has a hair product or something.
Is it like all serious? Is it funny? Is it like you got to tell us a little bit more about it? Like, is it?
Yeah. What is it? What is it called, Ken?
Is it strictly informative, or is there some like fireside chat type stuff as well, where you're kind of chopping it up, or is it just like here's how you do it and why you do it?
I can't see the names behind the comments right now, so give me 1 second.
Sure.
I don't know if Ken's still here. It's giant, believe it or not. That's what he said. I'm assuming his niche or his show. I can go to Ken's Facebook and just pull it up. Yeah, that information helps. Like to not know the theme of your show or like how it's positioned.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to say. But what's the most obvious one?
Because I mean, like,
Or
to
what's
me,
the most obvious
obvious
here?
is art, fashion, and beauty.
Oh, easy.
Like, and that was already there. That's not a new category. And then I think after that, it kind of goes with what is the nature of the show? Is it how to, education, how to? That seems pretty applicable to me. So arts, fashion, beauty, education, how to, and then the third one, like if it's, I don't know, if it's kind of
I think maybe health and fitness. No.
either health and fitness, hobbies. I don't know if that stuff's like a hobby or not.
Okay, he just linked his Libsyn. Curly Q&A.
Nice.
That's what the podcast is. It looks like Curly Quanda. So we're not going to go into auditing right now because I would have several opinions about what I see right now. Oh, you're in Fort Lauderdale, dude? For some reason, I see it in your description.
Yeah, I would do arts, fashion, and beauty, and then I would do education, how to, and then the third one based on the nature of the show. If you're funny, maybe you could do like comedy. If it's, I don't know, if it's like kids and family stuff, you could maybe pick one of those. Hobbies could be another one. I think leisure is a brand new category as itself. Like everything in here is completely new. So I think if you went for like leisure and hobbies, that could be a good one because there's no one in that category right now except
dude,
the people that are.
He has a Facebook group with 70,000 women.
Oh shit, man! There's
with
a lot of
curly hair.
curly-haired people, man. Holy crap!
There's probably way more curly haired people than that, but that's big, dude. 71 new posts today. Boom. How big is your pod? So, do you want to do an audit on his podcast? I feel like we can give him some value right now.
Not right now, because we're gonna start that on a weekly series.
Okay. Yeah, Ken. There you go. If you invite some people to this group, we'll do that for you, man. And you know what's funny? James, you just linked 3 people in this chat, and they're not even in the group. So that's void. They can't see it, man. If you want to invite them, though. He manufactures raw curls product brand. I'm in 100 countries worldwide. All right. Cool, man. That's awesome. But I could say a lot from looking at your titles that they look a little bit too like salesy.
All right. So am I still sharing my screen?
You're still sharing your screen.
All right. So if you go into Simplecast, so this is actually my podcast here, my personal podcast. So when you go into categorization, this is where you're gonna pick your new podcast. So all the new categories are already in here. So before the category was called management and marketing. Now they're separate podcast or separate subcategories, and they added this entrepreneurship category. Again, in here you got the how-to and the courses now under education. These are the categories for my podcast. So it's all about like side hustles and making money while you still have a day job. So these are the categories that I'm picking: business entrepreneurship. Yep.
Let's talk about tags. Tags and specifically, what do those mean?
Here?
Category. Yeah.
So right now they technically don't mean anything because they're not used by Apple for anything right now. But
what does that little question mark say if you click it in Simplecast?
Add keywords to show in podcast apps. So, but It's not being used by Apple Podcasts right now. But I highly recommend you adding tags not only to your show at the show level, that's what we're looking at here, but also on the episode level. Because just because they're not using tags to index right now doesn't mean with all these changes that they're doing that they're not going to be using tags. So if like if you haven't been using tags and then they start indexing tags, you're either going to lose out on all that SEO from your past episodes, or you're going to have to go back and update them. So I definitely make sure that you have some tags in there that are relevant to your niche.
Yeah. dude, he's like, I won a podcast award in 2019. Number 2 hair podcast that you must subscribe to in 2019. From what I see, you have 10 episodes, 11. You started in April 9th. Dude, we're going to talk more. But we just want to go over the categories, guys. Make sure you go in there, you optimize, pay attention to when they update. It's Apple Podcasts now. It's not iTunes.
It will be Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions while we're on the live, drop them below. We'll stay on for like another 30 seconds or so because I know there's like a stream lag. But yeah, dude, what day do you want to do this weekly series of just like auditing?
I don't know, because somebody was asking a question, and it may have been in one of the 21 day challenge private group, and I was like, yeah, they were asking about an audit, and I was like, yeah, we're going to start auditing, because we used to do that. Remember, we did it for like a couple weeks, and I think it would be good to have just like an application where people could submit to have their podcast audited, and then we would just go through that list and review.
You could probably do like multiple in episode too, maybe like
do like 2 or 3 per session,
depending on how many we have.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, Ken, you're gonna be our first person. Free audit. We'll make a form, and then I guess we can do it like there's no day of the week that starts with A. I was gonna say like so yeah, we'll figure that out. He says 250. I guess you have a different RSS feed for those. But following? What do you mean following? Ingrid said following. Okay. I don't know what that means. All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, peace out.